just focus on the main body, right? So for Thursday, all I want you to do is read the introduction. You could read it like after class, right? This is the introduction. And that's linked, you can kind of navigate on the side. Right? Chapter 1, chapter 2. Sometimes I'll ask you to read, if it says, read chapter 1, for instance, that means read all of chapter 1. Sometimes I might say just read chapter 4, part 1, and then read chapter 4, part 2, that type of thing. So I expect readings to be completed before class. So that's our textbook and readings, right? Why is media persuasive? We're looking at speech, representation, technologies of power, and analyzing the modes of rhetorical persuasion therein. Emailing me, please allow 7 to 10 days for grades to be returned. Also, I will just highlight this. I often respond pretty quickly, but just allow 24 hours for a response during the weekday. And then on weekends, allow 48 hours for a response. And then if at any time it takes me longer than 48 hours to respond to you, you can send me a follow-up email, I don't mind, after 48 hours. So sometimes stuff does get buried, and that is my mistake, just send me a new email. The late policy, all assignments except discussion posts have a grace period. So I'm so committed to you all kind of developing a rapport and being active and engage with each other that I actually want you to prioritize discussion boards every single week. That's the one thing that I'm not going to accept late, because you have to have your discussion board done before Thursday's class. So you're going to be working on your discussion board, and it's a media diet and some of the stuff I've talked to you about today. Your discussion board always has to be done before Thursday's class. If you miss a discussion board, that's it. I have to give you a 0. It's unfortunate, so make sure you get that in. Other assignments like quizzes or parts of our analytical work will be subject to a 48-hour grace period. So I don't do deductions or anything like that. If you miss something that's subject to the grace period, you can still submit it in 48 hours. So if you want to avoid receiving a 0, you need to actually come to me before the deadline and say, hey, I need an extension, right? If you don't do that, you have 48 hours. After that, it's a 0. So I really recommend that people plug in these especially because I kind of update Canvas as we go, and so it's in your best interest to just kind of have this calendar in your calendar already. We'll have regular quizzes. I will give participation scores include attendance, so I do take attendance, and you're going to be given a midterm participation score and a final participation score. So as long as you are kind of attending class and keeping up with the material,
you want people on here, come on, bro.
An occasional absence is okay. More than 5 meetings kind of sets off an alarm, and then we have a conversation. And so up to 5, that's fine. You can do, make a decision that works for you, and then, participate, be active in class. If you miss more than 5 meetings, that will impact your overall participation, even if you are, super active in class. So it's both engagement and attendance, but there is some room, obviously, for attendance. If you're sick, don't come to class. We'll figure something out, please.
Bro, I'm about to sing, bro. Yo, chat, bro, chill.
I'd rather you stay home and we'll figure it out. Even if it's more than 5, I can work with something on a case-by-case basis if you have a particular illness and stuff like that. I am also I'm pretty flexible when it comes to like excuse absences and stuff. The best thing for you is to email me before class day. I'm going to be missing for the reason. This policy is mostly enforced when people are missing
Shout out to
multiple
Say
classes
Club.
without notice, without notice. Good question. There will actually be 8 quizzes. Like I will give you 8 quizzes this semester. Only 6 of those quiz points will count. So your lowest 2 quiz scores will be dropped. Discussion board, super important. That's the one thing you want to do today or tomorrow before Thursday's class, right? There is no grace period for discussion posts. That's really important to me. Participation scores, you will get participation grade in the midterm week, and then also a final participation grade. Again, consistent attendance matters, consistent engagement matters as well. So often on Thursdays, I will have, because we'll be online on Thursdays, I will have maybe a breakout activity or group or something like that. So showing that you're actually there participating goes a long way for constructive engagement.
Y'all are weird.
In addition to quizzes and discussion boards, so there are no exams. There is just the analytical paper, which we're going to do around the midterm time, and then there's an analytical group presentation, which we're going to do around the final period. And so we're going to be analyzing types of media that address the common good. So we're going to have a rhetorical definition for what the common good, what the public is, right? How we kind of conceive of kind of a public good. You will write an individual paper on a particular topic that you choose. You'll have an outline, and then you'll also have the full paper. The full paper is a max of 3 pages, so it's not a super long paper. I just want you to kind of really get into the structure of the rhetorical common good. I will give you an outline. I will give you more detailed assignment pages as we go on, right? But I just want you to know it's not a long paper. It is a short paper. I think this is the shortest paper I've ever assigned, right? And then based on your topics from that your chosen common good paper, I will assign you into groups that kind of match that interest, and your group will then have to come up with a meta-analysis of all of your different common goods. We'll talk about that. You'll have more instructions on that. That group presentation will be a 10-minute multimedia presentation. Your group is going to get a score for the presentation, and then every individual is also going to have to submit a 2-page statement of contribution. So your individual score is going to say, what you did. That's going to be your own grade, but then everyone in the group is going to get the same presentation grade. There are no extra credit opportunities offered in this course. The best thing I could do is having some quizzes be dropped, and honestly speaking, I'm pretty flexible with participation. I'm pretty easy on participation as well. Grades, policies, okay. As I've said, and I'll say it again, discussion boards are always due before Thursday's class. Thursday's class is going to be on the computer, so before you log on to be on the Teams link, you'll receive the Teams link later today. I wanted to look at you all in the face and let you know that we are in person on Tuesdays and virtual on Thursdays. So you'll get the Teams link soon, and then we will be on Teams this Thursday. So before every Thursday, submit your discussion board. Discussion board is a chance to get you talking and also to respond to your peers. That is one of the reasons why I'm so strict about it, because I think it's probably the easiest assignment. You just have to be consistent, right? Consistency is key. So there will be a discussion board due every single week. Some weeks we will also have a quiz. So next week we have our first quiz on the materials, on the reading materials up until that point. So quiz 1 will include some introduction, chapter 1, and then this media and culture excerpt. Quiz 2 will be everything from the last quiz, right, until that point. So the stuff for week 3, so on, so forth. On the weeks that you have major assignment components due, there is no, I think I did no discussion board this time just because the points and numbers were annoying me, and there will be no quiz as well. Week 9, no discussion board, no quiz because you have your papers due. The week of the analytical presentations, there will be no discussion board, no quiz because we'll have our presentations. So there are 10 discussion boards over the course of the semester, 8 quizzes, 2 of those quizzes are dropped. Discussion boards, as long as you're consistent, you'll do well on them. Participation, things are pretty easy on that. Analytical paper, analytical group presentations, you will receive further instructions on those things. So aside from the textbook, other readings will be linked in Blackboard. So I'm still, sometimes I call it Canvas, sometimes I call it Blackboard. It's Blackboard. I'm still putting stuff on Blackboard. Stuff will be available. You'll see some stuff later tonight and tomorrow. But you can see the whole textbook there, right? And so the textbook, some chapters, for instance, have, oh, this is what I wanted to say. So there are also recordings for those of you who would like an audio kind of version. There aren't recordings for every single chapter. So this is not my resource. This is someone very amazing that made this resource that recorded all the stuff. And he's also a good scholar as well that I trust. And so sometimes there are video recordings, sometimes there are not recordings. But I do think that the PDF is, I think it's the right type of format where if you have a screen reader, the PDF should be readable through the screen reader. I'm pretty sure it is accessible in that way, right? But you see some stuff, right, is digital, so you have to be online to access parts of the textbook. That's what makes it, I think, so valuable as a media resource. Okay. So week 1, we see our reading syllabus, introduction, that was what we just saw. RRT means the textbook, reading rhetorical theory textbook. And then discussion, right, that is due by 2 p.m., no grace period. You have to get it in at that time. Just make it a practice of getting the discussion board in. Discussion boards will go up by Monday, and so you have 4 days to complete those. All the other stuff will come as we need it to. I don't want to overwhelm you with too much. So we know our next meeting is online. We're going to get a Teams invitation very soon for Thursday meetings. Discussion board number 1, we're going to talk about our media diet. So I kind of got me thinking about that already. It's a longer kind of format for those questions that's due before Thursday's class. Also, I want you to read before Thursday's class the introduction, that page that I showed you in the textbook. And I want you to think of how does speech show up in my media consumption. So not images, not sounds necessarily, but speech, right? Spoken words. Which types of spoken words do I consume when I'm thinking about my media consumption? That's just going to be for our discussion in class, right? It's for in-class discussion board due before class.
Oh, we finna head 200.
It's hot and sweaty outside, but try and stay cool. I'll stick around for those of you who have questions. And thank you for coming to the first class. See you on Thursday online. Make sure to throw away your sticky notes, so don't litter them. We're going to litter them. And I'm going to email
Oh
you.
shit.
And
I was
then
like,
you
someone
can
dropped
send me-
something.
That's not W Rich, chill chat.
So I just want to have a conversation on the record, so we're clear. All good though. That's it. Yeah, thanks. Works good. Sorry, real quick. Let me just, no, you're good.
Oh, you forgot your water bottle.
Yeah, appreciate it.
I got y'all, bro. I got y'all watching. Just spam hey.
I need to get that in there. And one of the things on it, it was like more time for like tests and quizzes and then extensions on work. So if I can do that, I could charge that email.
Yeah, so you are doing that process with the DRC
Yeah,
though?
I had to get like, the psychology center didn't want to send me like digital copy of it because it's like a whole report. And so they gave me paper copies. I live like not close to here, I live on campus, so I have to do it now. But yeah, I'm working on getting that in.
Okay, all that is to say, remind me your name.
Alexis.
Alexis. That's totally good. I think that I will email you so that maybe we can have a conversation about what those accommodations are. Usually I'm
Yeah.
pretty, and you said like more, yeah, I think I'll email you.
Okay.
Even if you don't have that DRC documentation,
Yeah.
we will agree you have accommodations.
Okay.
So I will just email you and talk about what those accommodations are. I will leave it for you.
Yeah, I've just like my whole life, like never gotten a chance to get it, and like my mom always told me like, you don't have that, and because my brother has it, but I don't like show the same size he does, so I think it's definitely beneficial.
Okay.
But
Yeah,
thank you.
thanks, Alexis.
Yeah.
See ya.
Alright, so boom. I do YouTube and stuff, right?
Oh, you do?
Yes,
Okay.
they wanted to say hey, we didn't read it. They were saying hey.
Oh, wow.
I'm on the phone.
So you were
said-
streaming this whole time?
Yeah, I was streaming the whole entire time.
Oh, okay.
They
Okay.
just said hey, that's what. And
That's
they nosy.
cool.
They was like, "So, are you a good student and stuff?" I said, "I just started." I was like, bro. They talking about some lock in, like, bro, this could be your future. I'm like, bro, I understand.
I just got here, so I'm
You know what I'm
out here.
They talking about hey teach, but look, bro, I'm gonna stream tonight though. I got y'all. Subscribe to the channel.